Hey guys, welcome to another atypical video for me. I was originally gonna do other content to produce for my channel, but it just didn't feel right to do it at this time, especially with everything currently going on. So this is sort of kind of a community healing spell, only because I'm going to be asking everybody to pour their energy into the candle. But like I've been doing, I'm going to burn it off film, mainly because there are other things I'm going to do that I'm not going to put on camera, because there are certain things that I personally do in my own practices that, generally speaking, when you're a practitioner, you don't want to reveal everything you're going to do, because it can give opportunity for other people to mess with it if they see it or if you talk about it too much. But there's been a lot going on in the world between the pandemic that we've now been dealing with for months. But now, just in the past 72 hours, we have seen crime against the POC community increase, at least that I've seen, exponentially. Of course, I could be incorrect with saying increase, as a lot of the times it doesn't even get shown on television or anything. A lot of times it's swept under the rug. Well, like all the allies and all those affected by these atrocities, I, like all of you, am sick of it. I did watch the video of George Floyd. I have seen the video of Amy Cooper in New York Central Park. I have seen the woman who drowned her autistic son and blamed it on two African American men. And then I learned of a fourth incident today, which, forgive me, I don't remember all the details of it. It literally was just a flash on my screen shortly before I came on to record. Oh, wait. A older white man had accused or claimed that he had been kidnapped and held captive because he didn't want to be found having an affair. And he had blamed people of color. All of this has happened in 72 hours. And if these are the things that we've been hearing, I can only imagine the things that we have not been hearing. I think of Flint, Michigan, and its other areas affected by poisonous levels of lead in their water, which still has not been corrected. And although I know this is not African American community, I think of Native Americans on forest reservations in areas where they don't have electricity or running water. Areas that our government forced them to go to, hoping that they would die out and stop being a problem, so that the government could take back the land. Because let's be honest, That's exactly what they did and continue to do. And they don't just do it to Native Americans. They affect the Hispanic community as well. And they also affect any group that is a person of color to some extent. But more than many, we see these atrocities committed predominantly against the African American and Native American communities. In the Native American community, we see the MMIW, Murdered Missing Indigenous Women. We saw No Doppel. Government went ahead and did it anyway, and then what happened? The pipeline broke and poisoned their water, just as they had been afraid was going to happen. And I can stand on my soapbox all day, every day. And it never feels like enough. Because it's not. It will never be enough until equality and this oppression is corrected. And as a result, I am going to be channeling energy into this candle as well, but I would greatly appreciate it if anyone viewing this would please mentally push your desires into this candle for justice, healing, and for corrective action to actually be done. I, like many people, am fully cognitively aware. Not only should this never have started, it's gone on way too long. And even though our earliest ancient ancestors did practice slavery to some extent, it was never racially charged so much as it became with the African American community. Now, I do also want to say that indigenous people have also been traded in slave trade. People of color through history, especially more recent history, have been deemed less than human simply because their way of life was different than the majority. Let's put this out here. This is absolutely 1000% a pagan issue. Not just because we are people seeing this, but because it was pagan communities who were targeted by these atrocities. And it's time to do everything that we can to make it right. if you want to join in at home, I will be starting this candle on Sunday. You can use a candle of any color. You could use a black candle for protection, purple, blue for healing, red or orange, yellow for courage. You could even use pink for love, red for love, green to help financially for these disenfranchised communities. Doesn't matter what candle you use. All that matters is your intention and pouring it into the candle. And for those who haven't seen my other candle how-to ritual videos, all you do is you hold the candle, and if it's in glass, that's okay too. You don't have to touch it. If you want to touch it, you can always put your fingers right on top. But you hold the candle and you mentally hold the image of what it is you wish to be accomplished through this ritual. Hold it into your mind and envision it going down your arms and into the middle of the candle and staying there. After you've done that enough to the point where you are satisfied, I want you to take an oil of some kind, olive oil, as long as it's a carrier oil or something that's safe on the skin. I wouldn't use essential oils for this because you generally need a carrier oil in order to make sure that you don't have a topical response or issue. You want to anoint the candle going up and in a clockwise manner. So you want to anoint it up and around in a clockwise fashion. You can do the top, avoid the bottom because you want the candle to be able to sit flat. All you gotta do, you don't have to use salt and pepper or cinnamon. You can if you have them in your pantry. But here is oregano. Oregano is good for courage. It is good for justice. I'll put additional purposes here on the screen simply because I can't remember them off the top of my head. Forgive me. And just coat the candle in it. And then put it in a heat-safe container and light it. And let it burn all the way down. Once it's done, collect the remnants of the candle and go ahead and bury them like in the back of your yard or something. I will warn you, I know anger and tensions are running extremely high right now, and believe me, I understand. But for your own sake, unless you know what you're doing, don't channel energy into this to harm anyone. And I say unless you know what you're doing because it generally takes seasoned practitioners to know what to do, how to do it, and how to protect themselves. One reason why I've not gone into that subject on this channel is because I have a number of people who are newer to practicing paganism and they won't know the steps to take, which is why I advise channeling justice in your candle. and leave it up to the universe to figure out how to do that. Trust that I and many others are on your side. If you have paper in your house, paper and pen even, you can write justice. You can write your intention on the paper and set it underneath the heat-safe container that you put the candle in to kind of keep that energy focused, especially if you're newer to practicing. If you can't do any of that, feel free to channel it right into this candle. And I will add my own energies to it and start it on Sunday. I want to give a few days for people to have the chance to watch this video, prepare what they need to prepare, and join in if they so wish. We are all tired of seeing innocent people die and targeted simply because of the amount of melanin in their skin. People cannot help the race that they are born as. They cannot help the country that they are born in. They cannot help what other people in their own communities choose to do. But they can help what they do. And they can control how they act. They themselves. So I ask you, I ask each of you, please help with this ritual. I know this is a shorter video than you're used to seeing me put out, but because a lot of this will be off screen, I just wanted to give everyone opportunity to channel whatever energy they want in this candle, so long as it is not to harm. Channel an energy to send karma, justice, whatever you want to call it. Feel free. Change has to come. It's long since overdue. People of color should never have had to deal with this as it was to begin with. But the time for it to stop is now. And for those watching this, if you're in the communities rioting, please stop. Do not think for 1 second that I don't understand and empathize with the rage that you feel. I feel it too. I'm not saying please stop. Because I'm defending anyone. I am saying please stop so that you and other innocent parties are not affected, especially by this pandemic. Because the more we crowd around, the more we do not social distance, the more we don't wear masks or take proper precautions with this virus, the more we're gonna die. And that will just add even more tragedy to an already horrifyingly tragic situation. If you wish to pray, please pray. If you wish to channel energy into the candle, go for it. But please, just be safe in all of this. And from one ally to all of you, I am sending you love. I am sending you healing. And know that I stand with you.